Hey everybody, Brett Tadlock, TN Artist here. Just going to get started with this week's painting. This is the quick time lapse of it, and then after this we'll jump into the actual painting itself. But I thought I'd show you the time lapse real quick so that we can kind of see where we're going and how we're going to get there. And just thought it might be an interesting new format to do. But this is the time lapse of it, and then we'll jump into about the hour's worth of the lesson so you can see it all. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you'll recommend others to my channels, and I look forward to helping you on the next one. So until the next one, have a great day. This week's painting, I've got an 8x10 canvas and 150 DPI, so that way I can upscale it later if I want to. All I've done here is taken and made a rectangle and filled it with cerulean blue, and this is the oil palette that comes with Rebelle. So I filled it with the cerulean blue and then bone black on each side. Now what I want to do is I'm going to come over here to the acrylic express oil brushes. Let's see, go with, so I want to blend these together, so I want to look and see, let's see what this soft looks like. So I'm going to scale that up. I'm going to go to blend, and I'm just going to grab and come out from the blue. Just kind of give that a nice back and forth. I'm going to zoom this out a little bit because I find for doing this big strokes kind of helps a little bit. Gets a little bit more of a blend. I kind of want this streaky at this point, by the way. Now I'm going to just kind of go back and forth. Let that kind of run its thing. Just kind of smearing this around a little bit. Like that. Now that I've got that in there, let's take a little bit of cadmium yellow. Put this on a new layer. Let's try and see what this brush looks like. It's a little too bright. Let's dull it down with some of that Naples. Maybe a little bit of this other cadmium. There we go. Press 4. Kind of blend those together a little bit. Press 1. Oops, not the color I wanted. I'll lay in some color here. There, press 4. That's kind of the look. Important thing is just do these vertical strokes. Don't have to be perfectly vertical, just in the vertical neighborhood. Something like that. Let's add a few more. go. Press 4. There we go. Something kind of like that. All right, orange. Up through here. Up through here. Press 4 again. Okay. All right, so now that I've got some of that in there, I want to add some bouquet. So I'm going to go over to my ink pen. I'm going to go to my bouquet brush. Bring that up in size to maybe right about there. Let's see what this yellow looks like. Pretty good. I want it a little more vertical though. I'm going to adjust this real quick. On the stroke, I'm going to take the spacing. I'm going to do scatter. So I can do something like that. Okay. Now I'm just going to tap in some of these. Here and there. I'm going to go back over and I'm going to increase the spacing. I had it at 85. I'm going to put it up to about like 125, something like that. Just throw in a few more here and there. This, something along those lines. I think that's going to give us kind of a nice look. Now I want to change this a little bit. I'm going to go with white. Come down through here a little bit. Crease on some of these a little bit. Something like that. I think I'll going to soften these a little bit. So let me this back to full size. Let's go back over here. I'm going to go with that soft. Let's make sure I'm on 4. Too strong. Just want to soften these a little bit, but I think I'm also going to go up here to filter, Gaussian blur, maybe something like that, like 19 or so. There we go. That kind of helps. Still maybe soften just a few here and there. And this is barely picking up pigment to the side here. There we go. Something along those lines. Make a new layer. And I'm going to grab this with the Alt button. Just kind of streak. This is going to take a second because I've got the opacity down so much. But let me bring it up just a little bit. There we go. Yeah, let's bring that up to something like that. Kind of soften these a little bit. Maybe this color. And really, I'm just dry brushing, is all I'm doing. Scoop this up a little bit. This color. Okay, now push 4. Oops, a little too hard pressure there. Again, just kind of soften these. Like so. Get a little bit more of that painterly look. I'm going to drop back down here a little bit. Kind of smudge out some of these. Just a little bit. Okay. Filter, hue, saturation. Drop that down up here. Filter, hue, saturation. I'm just dropping all these down the same level. Just gives it a little bit nicer feel to me. Now on my other screen it's still a lot more blue in that, so I know that's what it's going to look a little bit more like during printing. Those blues and yellows will kind of come out a little better. There we go. More of this color here. Dry brush it in a little more. This lighter color here. Just soften this, bring it across. Maybe something like that. Okay, now I want to bring some of this orange into this again. And let's grab the bouquet. Bring that size down. Cat red. Two. This. It's interesting. Oh. I know what's wrong. I thought I had it on 4. I was trying to figure out why is that putting down that color. And again, I'm just softening some of this back. Keeping some of the look of it, but bring that down in size. Let's go with a little bit. Alright, maybe let's go into here and come over here a little bit. Add a few more of these kind of in and around like so. Push forward, and I'm going to just use the bokeh brush to soften some of these. I think that can give sometimes a really cool effect, like so. Alright, so I need another layer. And I think what I'm going to do on this one is, let's do this. Let's see, fill pattern. Is there this one? I'm totally not selecting the right stuff here. Thought I had the selected pattern. Scale. Bone black. That's kind of what I want. Well, I thought it might save time to use this scale, but I don't think it's going to do like I want. So let me just do ink, fountain, and I'll go, actually move this up a little bit. Shift. Try that again since I had it on the wrong setting. Make that one. Make that one. Make that one. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click, duplicate, T, shift right arrow. So look at that's pretty close to square. Enter. And click. Merge layers. Right click. Duplicate. T. Shift and down arrow. that lined up. Enter. Merge layers. Right click, duplicate layer. T. Like so. Right click, merge layers, right click, duplicate. T. Flip horizontal. Left arrow. Until it's pretty well squared. Enter. Right click, merge layers. T. Perspective. And over to here. Like so. Enter. Could have come up a little bit higher on that, but that's okay. I can come back to my brush, shift. Across. Wait for it to snap in. Draw it across. Shift. Draw it across. Line that up. Bring it down. Oops. Like so. And then all we got to do is go over here. And we're going to go to opacity. I'll lower that down. Like this. Here to my dry marker. I'm going to press 5. I'm going to just come across and delete that. I'm going to bring the opacity down and just kind of soften the ends of these so that they just kind of fade. Like so. Bring the opacity back up. Come in and mess with these a little bit more, like that. Okay, I'm going to make another layer. I'm going to go to stencils. I'm going to import a new stencil. Actually, I don't need to import it. I need to just open up a stencil library. And pebbles. And I'm going to grab this lighter color and just come across. Some of this. Like so. Backspace. 4. Just kind of smear some of this in. Like so. I'm going to get rid of, on this layer, some of this a little bit more. Looks like that. Now I'm going to bring the opacity. Actually, I'm going to go to pencil. Now remember, pencil will automatically default to these grays. So find you the color you want to use. Let's see. Trying to remember how to rotate the canvas. It's been a minute since I've done it. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is just come along through here, and part of this back side here, I'm just going to lightly sketch in kind of a high point. Follow these lines a little bit. The key here is follow your guidelines. You can come down to this, press 4, and then just come in along these. Kind of smudge them up a little bit, make them not quite so perfect. I find that just looks better. Makes it a little bit more authentic looking. Painterly looking, I guess. If you need to move it over, space bar, grab it, move it. Back up here on this layer, I'm just going to come along where these are overlapping and either smudge them out or press 5 and erase them. You can also go down here, Control click, like so. You're still on that same layer, hit delete, Control D. Now you cleared them all off. So however you want to do it, by hand or by brush, either way. So this is a cool way to just kind of play around and get that wet pavement look. I'll tell you what, I'm just going to go ahead, I'm going to grab, click on down to here, right click, merge layers. Because I want to start playing around with some of these a little bit more. It just kind of helps bring it all together a little bit, in my opinion. Now I'm going to come up here and kind of soften this a little bit. So now we've kind of got a cool background that we could use for a number of things. Okay, so a number of different things. Paint somebody in here. You could put cars, motorcycles, people. You know, I mean, the whole thing is just kind of given a city kind of vibe. about that. So let's see. Give me 1 second. Okay, so real quick off camera, because I knew it would take me a minute, I created a new stencil. So this will be on Patreon. So these people, like I said, it could be just about anything. So let's go a little bit bigger. I've got them off center here. We'll go with border, and just grab this, make the opacity there, bone black, like so. Give us a nice rough outline. And this is a really rough, quick one that I did, so. Alright, so now I'm going to click on this. I'm going to flip vertical. Just realized I was just clicking on the wrong thing there. This down to right about there. I'm going to take the spray can. Just kind of go a little bit like that. And get rid of it. So now I've got so I can zoom in. And the stencil's got, this is where I created it from a selection, so it's got a little bit of a, I drew it out real quick, and then I selected it and was kind of cutting away stuff for the silhouette, and then realized, oh, I still have these here. So I'll clean the stencil up and give it to you guys. But I'm going to go press 5. I'm going to bring this down in size. Just come along the edge here. Kind of clean it up. It doesn't overly matter if it kind of blurs it a little bit. Actually, that probably helps it. Like so. I just didn't realize that the selection tool is going to leave these little marching ants. Kind of fill that in a little bit. And let's take crimson. Actually, I'm going to go transparent. Like so. Press 4. Kind of smooth that out. Add some interest, just having this red umbrella here. Bring that up in size. Smooth that out a little bit. Like so. Then we'll grab a little bit of this lighter color here. Come along the edge, just give it just a little hint of edge lighting. Like so. Blue on her bag there. Maybe the Payne's gray on him. Just a hint of color. I can go back to my marker. I want to add just a little bit of extra detail of maybe some wrinkles, lighting. Like so. grab a little bit of this yellow, come along here with her. It's ultramarine, that'd be kind of cool. A little bit along there. So maybe she's got a little bit of a fancy purplish kind of coat thing on. All we have to do here is just kind of give a hint of some colors. And the brain will kind of fill in everything else. Soften some of it off. Like so. Okay, now let's do this. Let's go over here to the pencil. The pencil. Let's add a few little drops coming off. And down here, let's maybe add a little bit of ripples around their feet. Okay. And stars. Make a new layer. Zoom out. Just trying to figure out why this is not showing up. Guess it was delayed on my brush stroke there. I'm going to zoom this out. I'm going to go with T. Stretch these. So hopefully you can see what I'm doing. I just stretched all these like so. Hit enter. And let's duplicate T. Enter. We can also bring this down in size and push 5 and get rid of any weird duplicates. change the opacity down, you won't necessarily get rid of them on the first pass, but you'll make them softer so they appear in the distance. You can also do smudge. If you go down in size, like so. Then walking in the rain, we can go, oops, wrong selection there. Pencil. Zoom in a little bit. Make a few splashes just by doing a little bit of a oval. And you can come in and add a few extra little spots as well. But there we go. Couple walking down the street in the rain in the city. Hope you enjoyed this. Hope you got some out of it. If you have questions, let me know, and I'll get the cleaned up silhouette over to Patreons. See ya on the next one. Peace.